BYTON's chairman Carsten Breitfeld had left the company for another electric car startup. I'll tell you all about it, everything that I know so far. This is literally about 2 o'clock in the morning here in California, and I will tell you what this means for BYTON moving forward. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, let's talk about BYTON, and I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that this channel is sponsored by BYTON. Not this particular video, but they're one of the sponsors, and I'm a brand ambassador for the brand. But right now, I'm speaking to you as a journalist. In no way anything that I say is an official statement for the company. I just want to make it very, very clear. All right, so as you know, Carsten was a co-founder of BYTON, and at some point he was the CEO, and Daniel Kirchert was the president. Earlier this year, Carsten ended up just in the role of the chairman, and the title of CEO went to Daniel, and Daniel kind of took over pretty much 100% all of the operations of the company. Now, at that time, I thought this was a grown-up thing to do. A lot of companies, as they grow, want to separate people who are part of the board with an executive staff, unless you're Tesla, of course. But this is normally how it's done. I really didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was, a pretty expected move, if you ask me. Though they've announced it unexpectedly, but overall, that really didn't raise any eyebrows. But and so a little bit background. So Carsten worked for BMW, the BMW Group, for about 20 years. He went all the way up to VP of Engineering, I believe, and he was heading the i8, the BMW i8 program. Always been considered very respectful and pretty high up there executive in the entire industry. So when he co-founded BYTON, a lot of respect kind of went with him. And as you know, he's been on my show quite a few times. This is us talking at the LA Auto Show, I believe this was. He's been here, 4 or 5 times. Always enjoyed talking to him. A very dedicated guy. This is just my personal impression of him, but just like I said, the respect for him goes all around the industry. And so the company that it looks like he's going to is called Iconiq Motors. This is another Chinese startup. And, to be honest with you, I have not heard much about them. And I am a little bit surprised, I have to say, because, BYTON had gone through pretty much the birth all the way to their factory, pretty much almost being done, and having their SUV go in production very, very soon, definitely by the end of this year. So it is a little bit odd, I have to say, that Carsten had pretty much gone all the way to the other side of the and decided to move on. I don't know what type of disagreements they might have had. There's a report that it was about funding, but disagreements happen all the time. It's unfortunate that this one resulted in Carsten leaving, and M-Byte is going in production very soon. This kind of was his baby, and it's just kind of sad that he's going to be moving on. And now he's starting over in another startup. And I mean, obviously, I wish him the best of luck. I'm sure I'll see him around, and I'm sure if that company is going to be around, I will talk to him again. He's been pretty active. I mean, just like I said, this is us talking at CES, I believe, this year. This is him presenting in Nanjing, in China, when I went for their K-Byte unveiling. Now there is an official statement from BYTON, so let me read that so we kind of know where they're at, because it's a little interesting. Before that, let me just remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Xcelerate Auto, the extended warranty for all electric cars, including Tesla Model 3, up to 125,000 miles in coverage, only $100 deductibles. And if you browse to the description of this video to apply for yours, you will also find a discount code for $100 as well. All right, so let's move on to the official statement from BYTON. It says, "We regret that Dr. Carsten Breitfeld has chosen to pursue his career outside of BYTON. However, in January 2019, it was resolved by BYTON's board that Dr. Breitfeld would cease to carry out the role of the CEO, and that Dr. Daniel Kirchert would take the role of CEO going forward. So this is what I was talking about. The company has been run by Daniel pretty much since January, and this is, the question is how big of a change this is really going to be. Of course, they'll have to get another board member and a chairman, but that's a whole different story. Now, the statement continues, says BYTON, with strong support from its shareholder, the Jingzhou province, I probably mispronounced it, and in the Nanjing municipal government remains on track with its product design, R&D, and plant construction in a bid to achieve its primary business objectives in 2019, specifically the on-time start of production of its first vehicle, the all-electric Ambite SUV. Now, I mean, I don't think it needs that much translating. Is basically they're saying that we've been already kind of running the company without him, and wish him the best of luck, but we are on track to do everything we promised. And I do have to say, one of the reasons I really like BYTON is because they have executed everything and so far have met all the sort of milestones and kept all the promises that they have made, which is kind of hard to come by in this electric car industry for good reasons many times. I don't want to kind of make any type of fun of that, but it is refreshing to see that. So that's where we're at. Let's talk about positives and negatives. Right. So, positives, I'm going to kind of make it with a condition. Sometimes when there are two people running the company, like Carsten and Daniel, and they butt heads, obviously the overall, the overall sort of reflection and effect of the company is negative, right? So if that was the case, then picking one of those two people would probably be the right thing to do. Again, I don't know enough to have a preference. I don't know what the disagreement might have been, but going with one head instead of two may just be a positive here. And it looks like they are on track. They have been running under Daniel for a few months now. It looks like things are still progressing just fine. So I'm going to say that's a positive with a condition, and that's what's really going to happen. And the negative, of course, is losing a respected executive as such as Carsten is a big deal, right? Just doesn't look good from the outside, and I'm pretty sure BYTON is aware of that. But if he had to go, he had to go. It's very unfortunate. Again, man, something must have really big happened for someone like him to leave the company at this point of it. So it's it's definitely negative. And if he was contributing something positive, which I'm sure he has, somebody would have to replace that. Now let me make it very clear, and this is where we talk about Tesla and Elon Musk a lot, and Tesla essentially is Elon Musk and Elon Musk is Tesla, and just like Steve Jobs and Apple. In case of a lot of these companies, right? The good part of it is that the executive staff is not the sort of the face of the company, without which everyone's replaceable, I guess is what I'm saying. And sometimes you lose really good talent, but everyone's replaceable with very few exceptions of Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and so forth. So in this case, as big of a loss as is going to have Carsten leave the company, he will be replaced. And it looks like he kind of has already been in some ways. So that's where I'm at. Obviously, there will be more information, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. For now, don't forget to sign up with our VIP list, our exclusive weekly content and news and offers. Just go to e4electric.com/VIP. And I also want to thank one of my newer Patreons, Vic Aidan. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community, the only place where you can watch me live. Thank you to my entire Patreon community for supporting my independent channel. All right, I will keep you guys updated on this. Looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.